Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking all about prayer. Prayer is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. If you don't know what the 5 pillars of Islam are, I'll link down below and up above my video talking about the 5 pillars. Prayer keeps us closer to God. This is the time where we can talk to God and where we can show our devotion to Him. For those of you who don't know, Muslims pray 5 times a day. Our prayers are called Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. Some of you might be wondering, okay, so you pray 5 times a day. So what are the times that you pray? The answer to that is that it's different every single day.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
So now I bet you're wondering, well, how the heck do you know when to pray if it's different all the time? There are definitely apps you can use. I use Muslim Pro to be able to tell me when to pray, but it is based on the time of day. So for instance, Fajr is the dawn prayer. So you pray Fajr before the sun rises. And then Maghrib is usually done when the sun sets. So as you can see, it's different all the time. So in the past, people would often put a stick in the ground and they would look at the shadow to tell them when to pray. Now we have apps and such that will tell us when exactly it's time for us to pray. Because not everybody can go to the masjid to be able to pray, especially during COVID. There are a few things you need to do before you can even start your prayer. So yes, that means you can't just jump straight into your prayer. You need to start with something called wudu. It's important that you are clear of mind and body before you begin to pray. So that means you need to get rid of any impure thoughts or just, kind of get into the zone. Think about God. Think about what you're about to do. Now, to purify your body, you're not just going to jump in the shower. There's a very specific way to do this. This cleansing ritual, or wudu, is done very specifically. So let me walk you through it. First, you're going to wash your hands. There are some disagreements between how many times you should wash your hands. Some people say you can wash your hands once and it's fine. Some people say you need to wash your hands 3 times. I personally wash my hands 3 times. Then you wash your arms from wrist to elbow. I do that 3 times as well. After that, you need to wash your face. So you need to wash your face from all the way from one side of your face to the other, and from top to bottom. After you're done washing your face, you need to clean the inside of your nose. I personally take some water and just breathe it in to my nose, and then put my finger on the side of my nose and just blow the water out. You also need to clean the inside of your mouth out by rinsing it with water. After that, you clean your ears. You need to clean the inside of your ear and the back of your ear. When you're done with that, clean your head. Start from the top of your head and go all the way down to the nape of your neck. Once you are done with that, then you need to wash your feet. I wash my feet 3 times. Now that you're all done with that, you're probably wanting to just jump right into prayer. But you need to know where to pray. You can pray in any quiet, private place as long as you're not going to be interrupted. Most people pray in a mosque or masjid, but during COVID, that's really not an option. And for a lot of people who work, it's not an option to go into the mosque for all the prayers. And now I'm going to tell you where not to pray. You do not pray in the bathroom. You do not invoke the name of Allah in the bathroom. Just no. That is not acceptable. That is not okay. So if you didn't know that, now you do. When you are praying, make sure you are facing the direction of Mecca, where the Prophet Muhammad was born. You may be wondering, well, how do I know that I'm facing Mecca? There are tons of apps that will show you the direction that you need to be facing from where you are in the world and even where you are in your house. If I'm remembering correctly, from the area where I am, you need to face northeast, but it'll really depend where you are in the world. So I would suggest using an app and just checking on there. Now let's get into the ritual itself. So first I'm going to break down for you the amount of times you need to pray. Yes, there are amounts of times you need to pray, as well as optional prayers. So there are optional prayers at the beginning and at the end, but I'm just going to be talking about the required prayer. So each prayer is broken up into sections or rakats. Each prayer has a certain amount of rakats that you need to do. For instance, Fajr has 2, and then all of them, with the exception of Maghrib, have 4 rakats. Maghrib has 3. So when you're going to pray, you want to make sure that you are covered. For women, you need to be completely covered so that your face and your hands are the only thing showing. Personally, I show my feet too. There's some debate over whether or not that's okay. I think it's fine. I'm in that camp, so. A prayer rug is not required, but you can use it if you want. Just make sure that the ground in front of you is clean. Prayers are always recited in Arabic. If you don't know Arabic, check out the transliterations and that will be very helpful for you. You might not be pronouncing everything correctly, but it's okay as long as you are doing it with the correct intentions in your heart. Allah understands. Let's get into how you pray. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to start the prayer by stating your intention. So you're going to state that you intend to perform a certain prayer. So I could say, I intend to perform the 2 rakas for part of the Salah al-Fajr, right? And then that would be my intention. A lot of people say you should say this intention in your heart and you should never say it out loud. I say it out loud, but oh well. So after you're done with that, you raise your hands to your ears and you start the prayer. You say Allahu Akbar. I will put up in the corner exactly what you say, because there's a little bit that you say after that. So up in the corner, it will say exactly what you need to say. When you're done with that, you are going to do one of 2 things. You can cross your right arm over your chest, or you can cross it over your navel. I cross it over my navel because that's what's more comfortable for me. Then you are going to recite the Al-Fatiha, or the opening of the Quran. I'll put that up here as well. After that, you're going to pick a surah from the Quran and you are going to recite it. Now, it can be as long or as short as you want. The one that I read is literally 3 lines long. So you can pick one of those. You can pick one that's paragraphs long. Whatever floats your boat. After that, you are going to bow. Just bend over in half. Up here is what you're going to say while you're bowing. And then, after you're done bowing, this is what you say. Next, you are going to go into sujood. That means you kneel on the ground and put your forehead to the floor. This is the most recognizable form of prayer that I've seen in popular media. Most people like to film or show this part. And right up here, I put what you say while you're in sujood. And you're going to do sujood twice. So that is the rakah. That's essentially what you do, and you will do that 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. It just depends on the prayer. But there are other things you need to do. For instance, at the end of the second rakah that you do, you need to say the tashahhud. The tashahhud is to reflect and also to say the Shahada, or Declaration of Faith. There is more to the Tashahhud than just saying that, but after the second rak'ah, you will just say that part. I will put up here what you say. At the very end of the prayer, you will say the Tashahhud again, but you're going to add a second part right here where you talk about the Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. Once that is all done, you are going to first look to your right and say this, and then you are going to look to your left, and you are going to say it again. Then your prayer is done. After you're done with that, you can make dua or pray, like have your personal time with Allah. You can pray for other people, you can pray for the world, you can pray for yourself. Just talk with Allah. Spend that time talking with Him. I could get into the supplementary prayers or the non-obligatory ones, but I think in this particular video, I'm just going to do the obligatory prayer. So that is the prayer and how you do it. And one of the things I also want to address is missing prayers. Have I ever missed a prayer? Yes. Yes, I have missed prayers. Sometimes because I'm not paying attention to my phone, sometimes because I just didn't. That's not a good thing. That's not okay. Missing prayers is not a good thing. You should not be missing your prayers. But people do. If you feel guilt in your heart for missing a prayer, that is a blessing from Allah. It means that you know what you did was wrong. If you do not feel guilty and you're just like, whatever, that's a problem because you think it's okay to miss your prayer and to miss your time to glorify God. It is not okay. You can actually make up or combine prayers, but honestly, it's not recommended. I personally have never done it, so I don't actually know how to make up or combine prayers. So I just haven't done it. So I have heard from a lot of people that, like scholars, that it's really not recommended. Just do your prayers on time, because if you're constantly making up or combining your prayers, that could become a habit. And you might just do all your prayers at once instead of doing them over time like you're supposed to. So that concludes my prayer for reverts or prayer for beginners. If you've got any questions, comments, or snide remarks, put them in the comments down below. Give it a thumbs up if you really enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Just so you know, likes and comments do really help out the channel as well as subscribers. So if you would just like to give the video a like or just want to leave a comment, that would be wonderful. But of course, I would love to have you join the family and subscribe. Okay, have a great day, you guys. Bye!